YouTube, welcome to the Wrestling Rundown. Stop scrolling through videos and watch us because I am heel Thomas Wolf. That is the tag team champions Kevin Hawk, and we have the evolved Travis Holt.
Oh,
and this is
cool.
episode 8.
Episode 8. We're getting closer and closer to 10. And
10's like a big deal kind of thing. Like
if you go back a couple episodes, you can find out what happens on episode 10 with Thomas Wolf.
That's episode 100.
Is that episode 100?
Yeah,
That's episode 100.
Oh.
I think we've made episode 10 jokes before.
You go back and find out what happens on episode 100, and then comment on episode 10 about how excited you are about episode 100 coming up.
Yeah.
It's coming up really, really soon.
We're going to have a
episode
celebration
100.
on episode 10.
Yeah.
A pre-episode 100 celebration.
That's the foreplay.
Oh, that's a spoiler alert.
Yes, we are on episode 8 of the Wrestling Rundown. We're getting closer.
A hand suit.
I know. We're getting once you get to 10, then I'll be 11, 12. I'll be 11 through 20, and then
What happens when we get past 30 though?
Oh, we're fucked.
We gotta start using toes.
Yeah, we
Bring
do
some
it.
friends over. Use their hands.
Brand new host on the
Let's
Wrestling
be honest,
Rundown.
we're wrestling fans. We have no friends.
Yeah, that's true. Yes,
That's not. I was just hanging out with two really beautiful women last night. Ignore these
Yeah.
poorly.
Yeah. But yes, we are on episode 8 of the Wrestling Rundown. We're getting ever so close to SummerSlam. We're actually getting very close to going to this Monday's edition of Raw. August 11th, we will be in the crowd. We will be there live. The go-home show of
If
SummerSlam.
we can figure out a way to do a live episode from Raw, we will. But I think we'll get kicked out if we try.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna bring a sign to Raw, and if you comment what my sign says on Raw, you guys don't count. You guys will know because you guys are gonna be sitting by me.
I won't look.
Yeah, we
Good luck.
look at your son.
I won't look at you for the entirety of Raw.
If you comment in the comments below on this episode, specifically this video portion of this episode, what my sign says from Raw, I will send you something personally in the mail. Probably a Wrestling Rundown t-shirt that I'll have made just for you. With your name on it. Maybe.
Just be careful with that, because you don't know where it's going.
I'm not going to make this shirt.
But speaking of
Did you
Raw...
just say that you made the shirt?
No, that I'm going to have it made.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to send them my hands either. That's
a good
episode 10. I cut my hands off.
We only get to 22, because you just use stumps.
Oh, sad day.
22 and we're done. But speaking of Raw,
You called it.
this week we're
It's
starting with
better
our...
than The Undertaker.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I can't believe you went there! Well done,
Thank
sir.
you.
And sadly, it's Bell, so I'm better than Bo Dallas.
But yes,
Now let's talk about Raw.
What happened on Raw? What was the opening segment of Monday Night
we are going to start off with our Raw review.
We're going to review Raw.
We've been getting some gem promos from Triple H.
Yes.
Yes. And this one was no different. This was actually the first time we saw the Authority as a unit.
Yeah, this looked really cool. I really enjoyed seeing the Unity, and they looked like a faction, except for Kane, who wasn't in a suit.
Yes. Yeah.
Corporate Kane, what happened to this? We didn't forget about Corporate Kane's existence.
Well,
They want us to.
Did he get tired of switching? My guess is he just got tired of switching between outfits during shows.
here's the thing. There actually is a potential update on something that happened to Kane later in Raw.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, Kane was definitely the oddball, but it was cool having, Triple H was in his suit, Stephanie was looking good, Randy and Seth were both in
What
their
does she
night.
not look good?
This is true. Stephanie always looks good.
Pretty
But you
much.
had Seth and you had Randy in their awesome suits.
Let's
They
just be
came
interested.
down, running through all the matches of SummerSlam, and
Which you can
plugging-
watch on the network for the low price of $9.99.
And that was the whole promo.
$9.99.
Now, what can I get for $9.99?
The WWE Network, you can watch the newest pay-per-view coming up, which is SummerSlam, and the SummerSlam pre-show, and basically every pay-per-view from this year, for the rest of the year, and that's ever been produced by WWE, ECW, or WCW, and past episodes of Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, Saturday Night's Main Event just got on there. And like half the documentaries WWE's put out in like the last
And don't
5
forget
years.
their original content, like Legends House
Yes.
and Countdown.
Mm-hmm.
I love that show.
And
Yeah.
the newly added Total Divas.
Yeah.
Which we're still
If-
going to do riff tracks on.
Yeah.
If you missed the last season of Total Divas, you can get caught up.
But now, tell me again. Okay, so I get all of the. This has got to cost a lot, right?
It costs exactly the same amount as something else that costs $9.99.
Wow.
What a deal.
But anyway, yeah. So this was obviously just trying to shove the network down our throats, but in a comical way. I've seen a lot of people pissed off about this segment.
Yeah.
It was meant to be funny.
I got tired of seeing all the memes that spawned out of the segment, but the segment itself was funny.
Yeah, it was great. And you got Triple H.
I like the
being funny.
TNA meme.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
was the best one.
there were some.
Yes.
It's not that they were bad memes, it's just that once you see it enough, you get tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
But ignoring the outside factors, this was hilarious.
yeah. I mean, this was
The
great.
crowd was into it.
Yeah, the crowd was saying back the $9.99.
They remembered $9.99 on SmackDown.
Yes, which we'll get to. But yeah, it was great. It was a really funny segment, running through all the matches that we had for SummerSlam,
Backwards.
where they would also say, because we knew we were getting Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose, we just didn't know what type of match it was going to be. So, the Authority was making a Beat the Clock challenge, where Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins would both go into a match. Whichever one won their match faster would be able to pick the stipulation for SummerSlam. Now, first, they would say, Dean Ambrose tonight is going to face,
Alberto Del Rio!
and Seth Rollins would go on to face,
Former Mr. Money in the Bank, Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam.
and whichever one of those competitors could win their match faster would determine what the stipulation for their SummerSlam match would be.
I had a
Candlestick match.
thought.
Candlesticks.
What if, say, RVD won the match in the shortest amount of time? Would he get to pick the stipulation for them?
We'll have to wait and see what happens when we get to those matches. Maybe RVD did win.
Maybe.
But they would also start to talk about how Randy Orton made the challenge to Roman Reigns on SmackDown, and Randy starts talking about how he beat the hell out of Reigns.
Which he did.
Yeah, he did. How Reigns has no chance in winning. Reigns would come out and say that he's actually going to come down to the ring and beat Randy's ass.
Yeah.
But
And all the ladies in the crowd were super excited.
yes, instead Triple H says
The Legend Killer versus the Lady Thriller.
Triple H says, you have to wait till SummerSlam. But tonight, Roman, you're going to face Kane in a last man standing match. I felt this was really trying to match the hype that they got out of Cena and Cesaro from last week.
Yeah.
Which, on paper, you see Reigns versus Kane in the
Yeah,
last man
on
standing match
paper,
on
that's-
Raw. That's like, oh, hell yeah, I totally want a last man standing match on Raw.
Yeah. If you would have told me just a little while ago that that's what they were going to do, I would have been excited. Like, I would have tuned into this Raw and watched it, and I did that.
But the last man standing match wasn't that great.
No. It wasn't.
And
It was average match
it was
level.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really just a hardcore match on
Well,
Raw.
Here's the thing. Kane, I've loved Kane forever. He is great. But he's getting old.
I still love Kane.
I love Kane too. But he is getting old.
Kane is on the right
He
man.
can't put on the same quality match that he historically has. Roman Reigns, great up and coming star, but that's the thing. He's an up and coming star.
Yeah.
He's not quite at the level
Yeah,
to
I-
just put on a show stealing match at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, you have to think. I mean, Kane is at 2 decades
Yeah.
into his WWE career.
Almost.
Almost, like 19
Not-
years.
Yeah.
As
yeah.
debuting in 95 or 90.
No,
or late-
97. So he's
Well, I'm talking his
Oh,
full
okay.
WWE career
Okay,
coming in
okay.
as Isaac Yankem.
okay. Yeah. So he's just under 20 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's a long time. and you can't be expected to have the greatest matches of your career 20 years into your career, especially when you've been doing the things that Kane has been doing. He's a big dude. He's gonna end up getting a lot slower. But
Especially when you're in Inferno matches and Hell in a Cell matches.
yeah,
and Buried Alive matches.
he's taken a big toll on his body, and I wasn't expecting the greatest match of all time. You could say that it was a good match for Raw. The end, though, I know you had a lot of issues because we were watching it together. The fact that Kane stayed down for a 10 count after the spear.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's just a bugs me kind of move where I'm okay if you spear somebody and you're knocking the wind out of them, you're hurting them. It's good for a quick 1, 2, 3 seconds.
Yeah, because it takes the person by surprise and they can stay down while you're covering them for the
knocking the wind out of somebody, big deal kind of thing. But the referee's 10 count isn't exactly 10 seconds count. Usually takes longer than 10 seconds for the referee's 10 count.
Yeah.
So that's more suited for like a knockout move. And the spear really isn't a knockout move. It should have been the Superman punch, which he did right before the spear, and that should have
if he
that would have made more sense.
Yeah, if he would have like hit Kane with a bunch of weapons and then hit the Superman punch, and that's what kept Kane down, I'd believe it a little more. The spear as an ending kind of really.
Yeah. Well, even if it was the spear, but something more, like set up a table in the corner.
Yeah, a spear through a table would have been great. A spear through the ropes, or a spear into a chair that's in the turnbuckle or something. But yeah, Roman Reigns would win the Last Man Standing match, looking strong going into the last week before SummerSlam. Up next, we would have the return of Mark Henry, and he would take on Damien Sandow.
Sandow's gimmick this week being Monday.
Yeah.
You're doing really bad at remembering what happened on Raw.
I'm also doing bad, so...
Okay, so Raw this week was in Texas,
Oh, that's right.
Mark Henry's home state, and a rival state college athletics-wise to Oklahoma State, which Damien Sandow was representing with his whole Boomer Sooner attitude and video. And
Which, when the music hit, I thought JR was back.
Yeah, why did I forget that?
Sandow came out and cut a pro-Oklahoma,
I expected...
anti-Texas promo, which then received Mark Henry to a big pop from the crowd. Great seeing the big man back.
Yeah. Mark Henry being a Texas Longhorn, coming out wearing the orange Texas Longhorn shirt, looking really trim.
Yeah.
He's definitely trimmed up a bit while he's been gone for the few months. We talked about last week that Mark Henry was playing heel on house shows, and there was the potential for him to come back and lead the New Nation.
Yeah.
Wasn't playing heel on this show. He destroyed Damien Sandow, like we expected anything less.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a Damien Sandow squash match. We had an interesting segment afterwards where we had Adam Rose come face to face with the Oculus mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, good plug for Oculus, which dropped on DVD this past Tuesday.
Yep, that's why they did it Monday night, because new movies usually come out on Tuesday, and Oculus would be coming out on DVD and Blu-ray on Tuesday.
Which you can get at practically any store near you that sells DVDs.
But can you get it for $9.99?
I don't know. But
I
you
would
can get the WWE Network for $9.99.
Now, if only we had a sign that could remind us, like,
Yeah. Some way to remember.
$9.99. That's, I don't know. I just feel like that's a little difficult to remember.
Yeah. Okay. Travis, look.
Wait. What does this mean?
It means $9.99 is the price. The low price in letters so small you can't see them. $9.99. per month. You can get the WWE Network.
But yes, Adam Rose would come face to face with the Oculus mirror, and he would see the lemon side of Adam Rose.
Yeah, I was scared.
Yeah,
Hair pulled back.
In a suit,
Yeah, no lollipop.
no rosebuds.
Carrying a briefcase.
Maybe that means he's gonna win Money in the Bank next year.
That'd be awesome. If we could get an Adam Rose win for Money in the Bank.
Which then would turn him a heel. And he'd wear suits and work for the Authority.
Don't say that.
But that's his Oculus mirror side. The Lemon Rose, Adam Lemon face.
Adam Lemon.
Adam Lemonhead.
Yeah.
All the time, all the time.
It was cheesy, but it was a fun plug for the movie, you know. Which WWE's been doing a lot lately.
Yeah, I like their plugging products on TV. It's
Yeah.
kind of fun to watch.
Yeah. Up next, we get the first of the two Beat the Clock Challenge matches,
What?
where we would get Dean Ambrose versus Del Rio. Usually, when you get a Beat the Clock Challenge, you know, you've usually gotten more than two people in the Beat the Clock. There's usually 3 or 4 guys that are all vying for that spot.
That's what I thought was weird about them setting it up this way.
Yeah, it
It made enough sense, but
And they pulled it off, but
Yeah, it was interesting. And usually you get like a 5.5 to maybe 7.5 minute match. Ambrose would defeat Del Rio in 15 minutes and 42 seconds.
it was a really good match.
It was a great match.
fantastic match.
And what got me though, what it stopped selling it for me is that they didn't wrestle, or Ambrose wasn't wrestling with a sense of urgency.
Yeah, I got that. It makes sense, as the Dean Ambrose personality though, because he's not always in a hurry.
Yeah, but I mean, he's definitely not always in a hurry. But the idea of a beat the clock challenge,
Yeah.
you should be rushing to finish your match as fast
Dean
as possible.
Ambrose has had his priorities straight this whole time during the Seth Rollins feud. He knows what he wants to do, and that's beat the holy shit out of Seth Rollins.
This is true, and
He-
that's his one
and-
goal.
The crap in the biblical sense.
And his motivation for winning this match, he didn't care about beating Del Rio. He doesn't care about winning matches or anything. But in this case, he wanted to be able to beat Seth Rollins the way he wanted to beat Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
and part
And
of-
so, not taking his time seems odd in this specific case.
Yeah.
part of me thinks that maybe he thought, Seth Rollins will never beat RVD in this amount of time, even though he's already beat RVD twice. So maybe Dean Ambrose just wasn't thinking straight.
You say that like Big Dean Ambrose. Think straight, ever.
Maybe that was a problem. Maybe he wasn't crazy at that moment.
Maybe he was thinking straight.
He was thinking straight, and that's why it took 15.5 minutes to beat Del Rio. But he would beat Del Rio,
Yeah.
and so now we have to wait a few more segments to see, will Seth Rollins be able to beat RVD in less than 15 minutes and 42 seconds?
This is way too much time for him to not.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next thing that happened was weird, sort of strange, which I guess is weird synonym.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure the point to it and why they kept showing it and like what the deal was. They had Rusev versus Sin Cara happen during the commercial break,
On the WWE app.
which must have meant that match was really short.
Which pisses me off, because whenever I watch Raw, I can't use the app because it gives me spoilers.
Same.
Because it's already been on for 3 hours. Plus, this time when I watched it, I'd been at work all day long. I couldn't watch the live version of Raw to use my app that is completely unnecessary. So fuck
Yeah.
you. Maybe I wanted to see Rusev. I didn't want to see Rusev beat the shit out of Sin Cara.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still to me also having their match happen during the commercial break, despite being for the app, waste of talent.
Yeah, and I mean, great. You gave another squash match to the crowd there, but that's why you have the dark match before the show starts.
Yeah.
If you're going to put matches on Raw, you put matches on Raw. The app is useless.
Hear that, WWE? Step your app game up.
Yeah, or fix your
Just-
times on Raw.
Just make sure the app doesn't give spoilers, and it would be That was
Stop
better.
making your app suck.
Yeah, Rusev would defeat Sin Cara, and then we'd get the America versus Russia promo that we get
Been getting
we've been getting
on a weekly basis.
Yeah, more banter back and forth between
More Putin up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, those guys in their Putin mouths.
We get Lana and Coulter yelling at each other again. We get the face-off in the ring, and just as we think everyone's going to get backed up, Rusev goes fucking crazy with the Russian flag and beats the fuck out of Swagger. He was laying some of those shots in. Like, he was, like...
Jabbing him with the end of the flagpole.
Oh!
But then he would, like, start to corners have Coulter.
Yeah, which... I get Zeb.
I was scared.
Yeah, I was nervous. I was like, oh my god, what's going to do to Zeb? And then even though I didn't want him to do anything to Zeb, after he didn't do anything to Zeb, I wanted him to do something to Zeb.
Okay.
It was a lot of build up and no climax, no happy ending.
Because you
It's
had
the heel, like Kane setting JR on fire is my analogy here. Like, no one wanted that to happen, but when it did, holy shit, Kane is serious. He just set JR on fire.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have been the same had he, like, doused JR in gas and then walked away without doing
Right,
it.
yeah.
It would've-
I think, granted, I know he's old, but I think Coulter could have taken an accolade.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if his back can bend that way.
just something.
Lana could put him in the accolade.
Lana could put me in the accolade.
I missed the boat there.
You are.
You're not getting an accolade
You
from
are.
Lana.
You are landlocked. We are in the wet Lana accolade ocean.
Yeah, you get an accolade from Rusev. It's
And
bullshit.
with Coulter stabbing you on the butt.
We're gonna move on now.
Oh, you're crying.
Yeah,
He said he's
It's
missing out
scary.
on the Lana accolade.
It's scary. We get Ziggler versus Cesaro, which always is a great segment on Raw.
You got two guys who are constantly putting out the best matches of the night
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
So
yeah, you're guaranteed a show.
are
It was short, but still good.
They used their time well.
But Ziggler would defeat Cesaro in our very short but good match.
Ziggler wins another match.
Miz would get in and kind of have that, like, he's going to go attack Ziggler. Ziggler would go for the super kick, and Miz would go, oh, no. And he fell down really awkward. He's like protecting the moneymaker.
hashtag Mizface.
Is that a hashtag?
I don't know.
Apparently it is now.
Yep.
Yeah, setting up for more build up for the Intercontinental title match that we will be getting at SummerSlam, which you can find on the WWE Network for the low price of $9.99 a month. Up next, we'd have Paige. After pushing we get the look back at SmackDown where she pushed AJ off the stage.
Recap video.
We'd find out that AJ would be suffering from whiplash, and she would not be on Monday Night Raw. She would make a return the next night on Main Event, but she was not able to compete Monday night. And we have Paige wishing AJ a speedy recovery. You called it, Kevin. I love AJ. She really is turning into the PG Mickey James.
Yeah. No, I mean, I saw this coming from as soon as they started doing the whole Frenemies bit. I like it. We're going to get a lot of skipping and puppy dog eyes from Paige.
I'm okay with that.
And probably a lot of crazy aggression out of AJ. For
Yeah.
their match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that match.
Me too.
Because their match at the last pay-per-view was really good.
Yeah. And,
By the way, in my head, I'm doing air quotes around pay-per-view because they're not really pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's...
They're network specials. Let's just call them that. What they really are.
But we are paying to view the WWE Network, which you can get for the low price of $9.99 per month. Up next, we'd have the return to action of Dust to Dust. Goldust and Stardust would finally have their first tag team match in a long time.
Yeah.
They would go against Rybaxel. They defeat Rybaxel. The match lacked, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, especially for a return, I would have either expected a really short match where they just completely destroy Rybaxel, or a long match that showed off, something new from Stardust, something new from Goldust, and then ended up in them winning.
I think what the problem here is that WWE is like, okay, we want to build up Stardust and Goldust with these series of vignettes and lead it to a storyline post SummerSlam.
Okay.
What I think happened is they made that decision too early and have been doing the vignettes for so long they're realizing, wow, these promos are getting stale because we've been having these promos for weeks and weeks and weeks now.
The thing is, like, I didn't think that the promos were getting stale, though. Like, I felt like they were doing something new every week, and it was fun, and you were trying to understand, like, what these two were talking
we
about.
thought.
Yeah.
We think. That's never usually what WWE
Yeah. Also,
markets. So.
I would say that the issue with the promos was for a little while, they stopped giving any new information.
Yeah, I guess they did. They kept hitting the same point, but in a different way.
Right.
Yeah.
Very ambiguous sometimes.
Yeah. But we would get a win for Goldust and Stardust.
And we would get a name for Stardust's finisher, which he calls Dark Matter.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't like his new outfit, though, with the white patches on it. I thought it looked really tacky. But it was a weird look on the gold and black outfit.
Yeah.
It didn't match the color scheme.
I think
it's supposed to be his own thing, though, because I think they're trying to differentiate
I
that
think
he's
those
not...
are supposed to be the stars shining.
Yeah, because they were white patches. They had gold stars on them.
Yeah.
Tell us what you thought about this
Yeah.
comment.
Stardust, tell us what you think
In what
about...
appears to be a straw, but it's actually the eye on my shirt.
Yeah, comment on the tag team champions.
Film it.
What you thought about Stardust's new attire on Monday Night Raw.
And Stardust, comment why you have your new attire.
Yeah.
Speaking of changing attire, we'd have a segment...
Tire changing segment.
Tire.
Oh.
Not a tire. A tire.
Oh, okay.
It's good here.
We'd have Triple H and Stephanie talking, and they would be interrupted by Kane,
Yeah.
who would
Like,
come in,
Didn't say anything.
didn't say anything,
Bold and strong and silent.
didn't look at the camera, would take his mask off and hand it to Stephanie.
Yeah.
Now, have either of you guys read reports as to what they're potentially doing?
No.
No, but I'm almost guaranteeing you it's going to end up with Kane's mask in the plastic box again.
Maybe. The report I read earlier this week is that they're taking an idea that they meant to do around the first time the first See No Evil came out. There was the potential of Kane to act like the Jacob Goodnight character that he portrays in the movie.
Huh.
So now that he's taken the mask off, we could be seeing a more grungy, kind of dirty-looking Kane to portray that Jacob Goodnight character, as opposed to the regular red and black always Kane that we've been getting for the last...
I could be okay with a Kane change-up as long as he's not entirely trying to be the movie character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he
That's gonna bug
if he
me.
changes his name, I'm done.
I don't even care if there's like the name change would be way over the top for me, but I mean like if he goes as far as like wearing the exact same outfit as the character in the movie,
Yeah,
that's gonna bug me.
Yeah,
especially
I think if he does that, it would be too mirror of Luke Harper.
How so?
Because Luke Harper looks grungy and dirty. And
He looks like bald Luke Harper.
yeah.
No, it'd be a different dirty and grungy though, because I mean, I would hope they don't do Jacob Goodnight from See No Evil 2. Because See No Evil 2, he looks like he should be in Hostel. Because he's got like this weird,
Butcher
like
apron.
the butcher apron thing going on, the weird like butcher face mask. It looks weird. But in the first one, he just had like the really dirty T-shirt, the really dirty pants. It's a different kind of dirty grungy that Luke Harper has, because Luke Harper is a truck driver.
Yeah, no, it is different, but the similarities are there, and I wouldn't
It would
like
look the same.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess
because you have giant monster man in dirty grungy attire hurting people.
Yeah.
That's the game.
In my idea, it's just bald Luke Harper running around.
Does he have the beard?
No.
No.
Bald, like all the way around.
Like completely bald.
Yeah. It has
Crazy Luke Harper.
it has potential just to be a change of pace for Kane, which Kane's really never had a big change of pace from. He's had the same red and black fire-related motif for his entire career since debuting as Kane.
Yeah, I think his biggest change was when he had like the red straps.
Yeah, like
But
taking the mask off is the biggest change he's ever had.
Yeah.
You know, and now they've done the mask on and off, on and off. That's over with. So, potential to have something maybe new and fresh come out, but at the same time, it's also the potential for something like Corporate Kane to happen and to be a complete flop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I'm worried about is we're going to get Mick Foley syndrome here, where, like Mick Foley says on this DVD, asking the crowd to accept this many character changes is going to be too much.
Yeah.
Especially in such a short amount of time.
Right.
And unfortunately for Kane, he can't pull it off as well as Mick Foley.
Probably not.